Hi, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. I want to take a little special time and share some information with you today, and I hope you take it to heart. My subject is God or money. Now, I realize that some of you who might listen to my posts might not feel comfortable to listen to profanity. And if you don't, I'd like to advise you at this time to go someplace else. Do not listen to this because there will be some profanity. I choose to use it because I need it to make a point. Now, here's what I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start off by saying this. I have been speaking to you about God. All I've talked to you about, basically, as a solution to the problems of our world, is God. Now, I want to tell you this. I don't know by description if God exists. I was taught through conversation, reading, that a God exists. And I accepted that most of my life. I believed it. Even though I didn't see the practices where people and others played a part in it, I didn't see that practice. But I believed it as well because I walked on earth and I knew we didn't have anything to do with that as people. I looked up and saw a sky that I knew we as people didn't have anything to do with it. So stuff like that kind of made it easy for me to believe. And so as a young man, I do what most young people do. You experiment and find out what life has to offer you. And either you grow into life as it presents itself to you, or you go into life as you've been taught. In my mid-30s, or early 30s, or I should say my late 20s, I decided to be an instrument of that which I hadn't seen. And that was to represent God in a form that you could see it. And for 40 years now, I've talked to you about the God that I believed that Jesus, that I believed existed, talked about when the statement was made, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." Now, my belief, and based upon what I had understood, I saw heaven as being a place where the problems that we have do not exist. Lying, cheating, stealing, hatred, racism, bigotry, poverty, terror, war, all of that is outside the sphere of God. Anybody hooked up with God is not hooked up with that unless they're changing that it might be representative of thy will here as it is in heaven. Now, having spent these 40 years and talked to you about these things that does not exist, I talk to you about the kind of things that do exist, like your basic needs, your wants, and your desires met. That your food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare, transportation, infrastructure, and the things that you imagine that you choose to do using resources that are given by that power we can't see to benefit we the people. I understood that to mean that we the people working in partnership with the power that we cannot see to produce what we as human beings want, to make sure that none of us would ever have to suffer anything. That if we suffer any of these things, we would end up going over into that other sphere of cheating, of lying, and stealing. So to stay out of that, we do the right thing. We treat people like we want to be treated and recognize that there's a power above us and none of us is bigger or better than another. That's what I've spent the past 40 some years. But if I stood here today and try to be honest with you, I would say to you that when people say they believe in God, because there are many Christians, there are all kinds of denominations, and I like to say this, based upon what I just got through sharing with you, none of those beliefs, none of those hierarchy powers that you can't see is worth a damn. Worth a damn. Even what I have been taught ain't worth a damn. Oh, I know the Christians. I know the Muslims. I know people who are attached to other religious faiths. And I know you don't want me saying these kind of stuff. You know why you don't want me saying these kind of stuff? Because it's true, and you know it, and you are a demon. When I say demon, I mean you're misled. And you probably, some of you, might want to do something about it. What would you want to do? The kind of things that a demon or a devil would do. You won't want to do anything that's righteous. You won't want to do anything that's kind. You won't want to do anything that requires you to change. No, nothing like that. Why? Because you don't understand that. You'd have to know a God. You have to know love. You'd have to have respect for yourself and others to know that. And since you don't, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what I share with you about your dreams coming true is God as I understand God to be. Now, when you look at the people of the world, they tell us there's approximately 8+ billion people on earth. And if you ask Google how many people on earth are multi-billionaires? Did I say billionaires? Well, I think I asked multi-millionaires. There's some multi-billionaires, but let me just talk with what I asked. And they told me that there were about 18 million, 18.4 or 6 multi-millionaires. People just got all kinds of money. Then I asked about millionaires. How many millionaires on earth? They said about 59, or if you want to round it off, 60 million. So you got 60 million, and let's just give 20 million. 60, 70, 80 million, multi-million people who got money. You see, they set it up so anything you want to do in life, it requires money. And with this money like these guys I just mentioned, all of the things that I said that you can do if you had God, you could do it. You couldn't buy love. You could buy abuse and exploitation, all that other kind of stuff, but you couldn't buy love. But the food, the clothing, the shelter, the education, the healthcare, the transportation, all that kind of stuff, you could buy that. Oh, in the midst of that, there will be lying, cheating, stealing, and killing, and war, and all that other stuff that exists too. But that's okay, because it is designed, social societies of the world are designed like that. There are people who they don't believe in God. Now, they claim God. And they fit and follow a system that allows them to be able to do exactly what they're doing, to claim all the resources of the earth one way or another, and to require that any of the other billions of people on earth, if they want to have any kind of life, they got to subject ourselves to the direction of those who were evil enough to rob the resources of God, to make slaves out of us who were too stupid to know what was going on. And so they walk around here doing everything they want to do, and we do whatever we can. They allow us to claim a God that has no power. They allow us to say we're going to heaven and preach and all that kind of stuff and all the ritualistic stuff we do, because it doesn't do anything to make things better on earth. On earth, God is money. Now, when I say that to you, I'm not telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that the truth is that God is represented in the money. I'm saying that is what the people reflect, that God is money. And the God that talks about everybody, nobody believes in that God but people who have nothing, or people who got a little bit. They keep hoping that this God is real and one day he's going to come through for them. Like, for instance, me. I don't have it in my hand right now, but I had a Powerball ticket. That ticket, if it wins, was worth over $214 million. I could take over, if I wanted to choose the cash, I could take over 114 million homes. With that 114 million, I could pay off all the bills me and my wife or family got. Pay them off. Buy most anything that we wanted to. Go most any place we want to go. Me and my family. That doesn't mean, in my household, don't mean nothing about you. You know, you're going to be on the outside hanging around, hoping that I can, when I'm walking, maybe I drop a 20 out of my pocket that you can find and pick it up. You know how that thing goes. You go where I've been, hoping you can find the crumbs that I left. That's what we do when we walk around in the world. So, I know when I took that Powerball ticket, there are millions of people who bought Powerball tickets. That's why so much money. And every last one of them were hoping, thinking, and praying, dreaming that they could do the same kinds of things that I was hoping and dreaming that I could do. And as I was disappointed, millions and millions of people were disappointed. Their lives did not change. In fact, they got broke because they had to pay $2 or however much they invested in that trick. So we still are right here. And now I look at us and I say that this earth is hell. I always tell you that. Even though I'm able to mention to you the kinds of things that I've just got through mentioning to you. But then some of you still might not see it, but you have lived, those of you who are here now, long enough to get some information about Hitler. We heard the story about Hitler, but the story that it came, nobody wanted to be like Hitler. He was mean, he was low down, he was dirty. Nobody wanted to be like Mussolini. Or Paul Parker, all these murderers around here who just been killing people, playing God, killing people, killing people, killing people. And you would think that the other people who are being killed would wake up and make a change. Today, we have in one person, Paul Parker, Hitler, Mussolini, this guy in North Korea, this guy in Russia, all wrapped up in one. And he walks across America, telling America how evil he is, telling America if they choose a God that's over him, when he gets enough power by lying and cheating and deceiving people, he's going to come back and make everybody that said God was real, he's going to make them pay because they disrespected him, putting God or Jesus over him. And you know what? He still walks around in America. They talk about the Department of Justice. They talk about human rights. They talk about basic rights. They talk about democracy. And all the things that they talk about, that one is still walking around, threatening people, telling people, sending people out to cause pain and suffering to other folks, and promising the pain and suffering that he's going to bring upon them once he gets back in office. And he's looking to get back in office because he says America is just that evil. Now, and America says, we are not like that. I couldn't do that. You couldn't do that. You go around and threaten a few people, they'll have you in jail before you can get home. But this man threatens America. And nobody is doing anything but talking. And talking about what we're going to charge him with. And he's saying, say something more, because you're making me more powerful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to take this moment and tell you this. This is hell because you're not living your dreams. I say it again, this is hell because you are not living your dreams. And it's not changing to be heavenly for you to live your dreams because you're living a lie. You're deceivers. Let me tell you, people who know God are standing up for God and they are broke. They do not have a penny. And many of them, if they've gotten as old as I am, they are hoping that they could lift up the truth in such a way that people would believe, because they know if people believe, the evil one will kill them. And that's the way to get out of this hell quick. Just stand up for what's right. Otherwise, people just give in, say, I need a job. Well, they're just trying to survive, and they sell out. They sell out. They sell out. Sorry, God. Money's the thing that helps me to live, and all I want to do is live, so give me the money. I go to church. I pray. I lay hands on the folks. I pretend like everything is fine. Just give me the money. That's all you want. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what America is about. That's what the world is about. That's what hell is about. The money. And we are in hell. And the only thing that we care about is money. You think I'm lying? Go over there and ask Israel. You know, they try to tell everybody they're God's special chosen people. Did you see the murder and the killing and the atrocities that they are causing on those Palestinian people? You might say, well, look what he did. I don't care what he did. That doesn't justify God to change around and act like a devil. He's acting like a devil because he is a devil. Why do you think America is going through these changes? Because this evil. Now, tell the truth, speak the truth, and accept the truth. Now, I'm going to get out of here now because I'm kind of getting pissed off. I didn't even curse as much as I thought I was going to curse. Well, maybe next time. Goodbye for now.